All right, this is your first immersion video for Wayward Path Work. And I want to start off by talking about what an immersion even is. So we've all heard the saying, you are the company you keep, right? We've all heard that before. But what we don't think about is just how deep this concept actually goes. Our thoughts are the company we keep. Our beliefs are the company we keep. The anger, the hurt, or the heartbreak that we carry on our shoulders and in our heart, that is the company we keep. How we treat others, how we treat ourselves, what we are constantly looking at on our phones, what we watch on TV, what we listen to, who we hang around, who we are when we hang around those people. All of these things are considered immersions when we do them often enough. And it all has energy attached to them. It all has codes. We become all of these things that we immerse ourselves in, whether we realize it or not. And most people honestly don't actually tap into just how deep this really goes. And as an energy reader, a medium, and a shadow work practitioner, this is something I must pay attention to. I've got to pay attention to all of these things. I must observe the effect that each and every person, place, thing, decision has on my energy and on my being. And plus there's that whole, once you see it, you can't unsee it thing, right? You've got to pay attention to it once you know it's there. And for me, I've studied, I've experimented, and I've observed the shadow, spirit, the unseen, manifestation, and energy over the past 7 years. I've learned what works, and I've learned when things go south, or really when people, do not pass go, and when they kind of head back to old comfort zones, old patterns. We are what we immerse ourselves in. What is an immersion? An immersion, by definition, according to Google, and I didn't know this was going to be such a beautiful piece to this when I was Googling the proper definition of immersion. But it says it is a method of teaching a foreign language by the exclusive use of that language, usually at a special school. I did not make that up. Google it. And then another definition is deep mental involvement. That is an immersion by definition. And if that does not fully describe the work that we are doing here inside Wayward Path Work in this immersion program, then I don't know what does. Conscious creation, mediumship, and intuitive living are all different languages, completely. We learn an entire new state of being as we dive into these realms. And hello, Wayward Magic Academy, if that is not a special school, I do not know what is. So during our time together in this program, we will immerse ourselves in all things that heal, nourish, support, and love spirit and soul. And that's why I'm asking and requiring sort of this level of participation here. And what that looks like, it's not, I don't mean that you have to show up for every single live call and you have to dive into every piece of content. What I'm really looking for here is the energy of somebody who is showing up for their conscious creation journey, for their shadow work journey, for their self-mastery journey, and for those that are asking to step into their intuitive abilities and their healing abilities. That type, that work carries a certain energy to it. That is what I look for, okay? So while we're here and talking about that, let's take the pressure off of this. I'm not gonna throw a bunch of homework that you've gotta print. I'm not gonna throw a bunch of workbooks. We will have live calls, we will have class structure some of the times, but I'm, at least for the first half of this program, the first quarter, let's say, the energy that I've been tapping into for weeks, and it gets stronger as we get closer, is that of really conscious creation, healing, and finding our healing abilities and intuitive abilities through a lot of Akashic work, a lot of shamanic journey, a lot of guided meditation activation. So we're going to have a lot of that. We're going to have these quick immersion videos. I want this to complement your life and not make it harder, or not be something that, oh my gosh, I'm so behind on these classes. You know, trust me, I'm very behind on some classes right now. I know how that feels. So that's what I mean when I say participate. But do come to the group when you feel called. When we share those codes, I've seen it, my friends, time and time again, when we share those codes with each other and everybody in the group that we're in, it is even, the transformation is higher, it's accelerated, it becomes more synchronistic, more magical, because we are all adding to the pot here. We're all adding to the well. Okay, so as you feel called, share your experiences, share, you know, if you're really here to step into, you know, intuitive and mediumship ability, share that journey. If you're really here for conscious creation and manifestation, share what you experience. If you're here for shadow work and self-mastery, share what you're working through so that we can continue to transfer codes. Okay, and we're going to be tapping into the energy a lot. So you'll understand more what that means when I say transfer codes. But that is what I'm looking for when I say show up and participation. Okay, and that feels really aligned. And I think from you, I think I'm feeling some of you guys before you even listen to this, that's going to feel really aligned to you too. And I think that'll give you the space to show up the way that you feel called to. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go off on a tangent, even though I said this was going to be a quick immersion, but I really want you to know how much spirit, you guys, your souls, your spirit, your guides, my spirit has been building this container. This is like no other. All of my programs, I personally think, are amazing in their own ways, and they are all always consciously created with spirit. But this whole thing just keeps getting downloaded to me day after day. It doesn't stop. I have notes, I have plans, and I'm not pulling any of this. It is being downloaded to me. It feels like a very powerful space, but what will make it even more powerful is those that are showing up for themselves and then sharing with the tribe as they feel called. Okay. So that's my little tangent there. All right, so we talked about what immersion is. We talked about, I'm just looking over my notes here so I don't go too far off of a tangent, but what we're going to be doing in terms of this immersion program, we are really going to become aware and conscious observers of all the things that impact our health, our wealth, and our happiness. And we choose to immerse ourselves in something new. So that means our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our inactions, the circles we hang out in, and what we do in our free time. That, my friends, is how we become conscious creators, piece by piece. That is how we recreate and bend reality. I wasn't going to say bend reality, but that word wanted to come through like 5 different times. So we're going to be creating and bending reality apparently here. Love it. I'm here for it. And this is also how we heal, how we grow, and how we step into our intuitive state. And then we stay the path. The immersion is everything. The repattern, the learning the new language and giving it the time it needs, that is everything, the ongoing immersion. And then the active participation, the integration and implementation, that will take you to whole other worlds. And you've got a guide right here holding the lantern for you, ready to take you into the dark and on the ride of your life. So I hope you are here for it. I am here for it. Let me know anything you want to share in the group. Let's make that a great space where we can all interact and again, share those codes. So anything I can support you with along the way, let me know. And we will see you guys in our welcome video on Thursday. All right. Bye, everybody.